before we get to the finish line, completion, let's just share for now what you are learning and appreciating about this opportunity that we're doing here together today. And I would like each of us to share, both those of you that are not showing your faces, as well as those of you who are. I'm going to call on those of you who are sharing your faces first, because I can see you're engaged with me and I can watch your body language. So I will call on you first, unless any of the others, Jackie, Rachel, Henrietta, Sabrina, Poon, Eileen, Sari, Dr. Filma, and Liz want to share. So those are the ones I can see on my screen. First, I'll just ask who would like to share so far. Here's how this is benefiting me and us. Anyone who would be willing to start. If not, I'll call on you. I'm good at that.
I think I will start.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Faridah. Yep.
Okay. So basically, I think what I've learned, it was quite impactful. A lot of time, us being bosses is always about, you know, us impacting the life of our staffs, our workers. But you have sort of opened my eyes where you were saying like, things like, um, what can we do? That's what basically what people are asking. What can you do for us? So that is like changing the narrative 360 degrees. And I thought that was like quite an eye opener for me.
It reminds me, thank you, of the famous statement by John Kennedy before he was assassinated in the United States. It's 1963, who came up with this famous statement. Remember the statement? Some of you know what I'm
Yes,
saying. I
yeah, yeah,
see
yeah.
Dr. Beth. Ask not
What we can
what the
do,
country can do for you. Ask what
but what
you
can
can
do
do
for the
for our
country.
country. So that's what we're all doing today. We're stepping up into
Pakcik dia kena kecek
leadership.
Melayu. Pakcik main ke Malaysia.
All right, let's
Mama
continue
mandi.
sharing how
Mama
we're
mandi kau masuk.
benefiting from this
Ni
session.
kat Malaysia ni. Ni.
Someone
Can I
talking.
ask you, sorry, can I ask the newcomers if you can please mute unless you're speaking to the group, please?
Thank you, Andrew, for your support. That's excellent. And I'll also ask the newcomers if you're willing to be seen. Um, that's really helpful because I get so much information by seeing you as well as seeing your name. And so that's great. So thank you, whoever your iPhone is, that you have shown up. That's great. Okay, so there's a few different ways I like to complete these sessions. One is how this has benefited me and how I see this benefiting us. You've just shared that with us, Faridah. Another thing that's very helpful to help us all anchor and remember and recall a significant moment from the session so all of us can come back to that moment when we need it the most is for you also, Faridi, to share a moment in this session in the last hour and a half that I'll always remember is the moment when, tell us, a moment I'll always remember was the moment when,
Me,
yeah,
You all the time?
the moment I will always remember is the moment I realize that I have to change myself first
excellent.
before changing
Love
anybody
that.
else.
I love it. I love it. That's excellent. Yeah. Man in the mirror, Michael Jackson. Thank you so much. All right. Jackie, how about yourself? What benefited me the most in this session?
What benefited me the most from this session is that actually when I joined this workshop, I thought I'm going to get, like more lectures, like one-way communication, but instead you're making us come out with all of our ideas. And not only that, you give us the task to develop even further.
Yes.
And that is something that I think like genius.
Beautiful. That brings tears to my eyes. You know, I know there's a Chinese proverb. You might know this proverb that goes like this. Tell me something I'm going to forget it. Ask me something, maybe
I'll
I'll remember
remember.
it, but involve me, engage me, and I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll really understand. So that's what we're doing. I know that the only way that really sinks in to the body, to the psyche, our body, our chief instrument of communication is engagement. And that's my style. I don't think anything else really works, to be honest with you. Okay, a moment that
That's
I'll,
why he has, that's why he has no slides.
what's that?
That's why you have no slides, presentation slides.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Jackie, a moment I'll always remember that happened here in our group today is.
Okay, the moment that I remember about this group is how everybody can contribute towards something that we can move forward.
Excellent. And my homework, remember, for every single one of you is for these two action groups that we've created today. The acceptable standard group that's meeting in Zoom, and please write to each other so you can all be there on the Thursday, the 11th of September from 2 to 4. And then the other group that Faridah is leading on the 18th from
Fresh talent.
2 to 4. And that one is on fresh talent. Yeah, thank you. That's it. So I'm holding you accountable, each one of you, to step up into leadership, because as you do it, no one's going to feel like they're burdened, and it's going to be so much more fun when you do it like it's a party. It's so much more fun. So thank you for that feedback. Andrew, will come around to you last. Rubini, how about you? What benefited me the most from this session?
I think what benefited me the most from this session is I really like that instead of us dwelling into, talking about the problem, you asked us to visualize and think about solutions and sort of like put yourself in, try and imagine what will it look like 1 year from now. I think that automatically kind of switched the narrative. All of us started thinking about solutions, which was excellent.
Wonderful. Well, you've combined my first question and my second question into one beautiful answer. So I appreciate your listening skills and your proactivity. All of you stepping up as leaders that you are. Excellent. Now that's iPhone. What's your name? iPhone, I don't know what to call you by name. What can I call you by name other than iPhone?
My name is Elsa.
Hi, Elsa. How has this session benefited you the most so far?
I think the session benefit me the most by as a young generation. I mean, I am 21. So I can get a lot of knowledge that I didn't know before, and it makes me more wise when I wanted to make any decision or something.
Beautiful. And a moment that I'll always remember in this session was the moment when.
The moment that I will always remember in this apa class is that how you deliver things so clearly, and I get every point that you given to me, and I would like to thank you for all the sharing, because I am so new in this.
Oh, beautiful. That's lovely feedback. And particularly coming from someone who's new, because now we know more ways to speak to someone who's new, to give simple, clear instructions where the left hand and the right hand are meeting together. By the way, after this exercise today, do this with me. As you slowly put your left and right hands together, everybody, slowly, you can envision the conversation between the elder and the younger ones coming together. You can envision separation, alienation, isolation disappearing, even when you think about placing your hands together, and you'll remember these moments that we've set in motion today. So that's a very powerful exercise, putting the hands together, even remembering that, and the wisdom that has come from the session will return to you at any moment you choose. Thank you so much for joining us, Elsa. Dr. Bask, how have you benefited the most from this session?
Well, for me, I benefited the most by bringing it out from my own mouth that I should learn how to listen
Aha.
instead of always preempt and always think, always assume.
Excellent. And I noticed from your questions to me afterwards, you were very open to listening and you were very interested in other ways of being able to negotiate that conversation. So it will be very interesting to hear how your from now on I transforms with specific examples. I personally would love to continue being part of your support team past our session today, and I would appreciate you emailing me with your examples of breakthrough. What shifted between now and the next time we meet, even if we don't meet again, and I will reward you and acknowledge your communication. If you know someone, me, will be in charge of giving you supportive, nurturing, empowering, inspiring feedback for specific examples. Here's how I addressed a young one today. Here's how I help contribute to developing standards in the industry that's going to support you. You'll do it more easily if you get someone to acknowledge that. And I personally will take on that role. I love doing that. So thank you. A moment that I'll always remember, Dr. Bask, that happened that you can share with the others.
Me again?
Which one?
I thought I've done.
No, I want
Okay,
to share a moment that you'll always remember. Someone else's.
the moment I will always remember
Yeah, from the session today.
from the session today, to see how blur I am, and each and every time Faridah is laughing at me.
That's cool. Well, that's good. That's great. Thank you for participating as fully as you are, everybody here. Ayu, it's your turn. How have I benefited the most from the session today? Go for it.
Honestly, how am I benefited from the session today is actually how to deal with my millennial two staff that I have in my office that I always have problem with because I seems to don't understand the language that they speak, especially keep on complaining that I'm an old lady that I didn't know what I did or what I do. So yes, I needed to pause and listen and change strategy.
Okay, so now that you've saying that to us, let's take it to the next level. Here's
Yeah.
what I'm going to practice in the next week, in the next day, with these people that I have problem with. Tell us exactly what you're going to do.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do next week. The upcoming days, in some of dealing with this millennial or the Gen Z is actually trying to see the world from their eyes
Aha.
and getting closer and listen and not being judgmental as if that I know better, that I'm more experienced.
Excellent. So please, would you share with me personally how that has benefited you? That would be
Yes.
excellent. And then I'll give you some supportive feedback as well. Excellent.
Okay.
How do I pronounce your name? Sathya? Yes. Sathya, I know you recently came in. Were you here from what time did you join us? How long have you been with us so far?
I came in and I left and I came back again.
Well, even though you've been here a short time, what have you witnessed that you've benefited from?
Actually, I didn't. I didn't get much actually. I just logged in
Not
and
much.
I
That's
just
okay.
heard what
That's okay.
Ayu said.
Oh, that's all right. So for anyone else that hasn't shared, whose names I see, but faces I do not, this is your opportunity before I take it to the next level and go into a closing ritual with you. Who, Golden Palm, Henrietta, Poon, Eileen, Sari, Liz, will one of you share, please, what I benefited from? I don't need to see you, but I'd love to hear you.
Go on, don't be shy. We don't bite.
Hello, Dr. Gary. This is Suri.
Thank you, Sari, for showing up. I really appreciate it. Your voice
So
matters.
sorry because when I switch on the video, what happened is I will be kicked out.
Doesn't
Maybe
matter.
due to the poor internet connection. Okay, so
Benefit.
what I benefit from this session is that though I was left just now and I rejoining. Okay, but what I can conclude from this session is that I do realize that everything starts from myself. That
Ah.
is when the moment I get the most from this is when I can't remember, it's either you or the other one saying, stop saying you, change it
Ah.
to we. Why don't we change the you to we when you were asking about the
Yes.
importance of the society at the early of the session, right? Okay.
Yes.
And then me being not so sure, sometimes we are like ever learning, we are the lifelong learner. Sometimes we think we are at the position of a newbie, a newcomer. Sometimes we think we are at the position of a leader. So sometimes we are not so sure where to go, but I believe that the self-assessed learning and the self-leadership that you emphasize brings something for me to think of, and to always believe that we can explore the opportunity together. Again, that you quote the TEAM, together, each, what is that? Together?
Yeah, T. Let's do it together with our bodies, everybody. Make a T
Yeah.
with your shape of your hands. T is for team. And then make an E, if some form of an E, whatever it feels like an E, that's for everybody. And then make an A like this. That's right. And then make an M. I'm doing my version. You do your version of what an M might look like. Okay, so now we'll say it together with the words and the gestures together. Ready? Together,
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 everybody
everyone
everybody
Everybody.
achieves
achieve
more.
more.
Good. So now you'll remember that because we did it in the body. You don't have to remember it from a visual aid. It's all physical. My whole approach is get it in the body and it will be remembered indelibly. Now, for you, anyone else who wants to share, that was very useful. And Sari, what I didn't ask you is if you could give an example of shifting to team, from I to team, from I to we. Tell us one action step you're willing to take in the next week that will demonstrate that in your company, in your family, in your community, in the chapter. Okay, here's one thing I'm willing to do. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. One thing that I'm willing to do to achieve more in this is that I think I would need to communicate the real situation. Sometimes I think because we don't really reach out to our family members or team members on the real situation, that it could not be realize or could not other party don't feel like they are involved in the situation, so that they could not contribute. So I think that is something that I might be do better in communicating the issues that I might be carrying alone.
Beautiful. Will you share that with me? Any progress you make and by email, and I'll share that back with you as well. I'll give
Yeah,
you
sure.
feedback.
Thank you,
Since I've
Dr.
been,
Gary.
thank you. Since I've been putting myself in the position here of facilitating this meeting, along with the beautiful support of Andrew and Faridah and all of you here, one of the things that I want to focus on now, realizing that we're setting up two different meetings on the 11th and the 18th of September. That's fine. We want to take this a little bit further. I'm looking now at Juan. Juan, are you still with us? Not sure. Juan, are you with us? Not sure. Okay, so
Yes. She's still here.
okay, would you be willing to do the following? There are, other than myself and Andrew, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people who I can see in this live session. There may be more that join later. Would you be willing to have yourself connect one person with another so we have pairs of A, B, B, A partners where you can share your progress between now and the 11th and between now and the 18th. That way, if you have one-on-one communication, I recommend once a week with that partner, then you're able to share support on all the things that we've done with the whole group as a couple. Would you be willing to do that? Juan and Faridah help set that up. Are the others willing to do that? It's just a support call. How you doing? What progress you're making? What challenges you're having? So we create more internal support with you, just one-on-one. Would that be helpful? I'm sure it will be. Yep. Excellent. Yep. Great. Okay. Now we go to Andrew. Andrew, what benefited you the most individually and as a we, because you represent the we, the whole coalition from this session? Tell us all.
Okay. This is not supposed to be about me. I was only supposed to be just to listen, just to see where you guys are going, all right? The reality is that we are currently in an industry that is rapidly changing, and I would dare to say that is changing more rapidly now than it ever has before.
Yes.
And a lot of us are in a state of flux, of panic, of what is the future. And looking or listening to the comments here, some of the things that have been talked about are things that through the APSWC we've looked at implementing, but we haven't actually pushed through with that implementation. But as with all associations, and Faridah knows knows me well on this one, as do some of the others here. You know, when you join an association, everybody always says, what can an association do for me? My answer always is nothing, right? An association can do nothing for you unless you're prepared to be involved. Now, what level of involvement is, that's up to you, but right? But you need to be involved in some way in order that you benefit. And particularly today, with people like Rubini and Julie and Jackie, who've particularly been involved in this discussion, I thank you, because you brought up some very valid points, right? I like the fact that Gary has given a bit of homework here. I think that was probably a little bit unexpected from everybody, right? It's definitely not your normal average workshop where you sit and you listen, and at the end of it, you say, thank you very much, bye-bye. All right. So he's already promised this transcript, so it's going to be particularly interesting to see that and to review that. All right. We've covered our three V's of communication, our 5 principles of. Sorry, when you said the 5 S's, I got short, simple, strong, stronger.
That's statement. It's just those 3. It's basically this. Let's put up our fingers together, everybody, and we'll do it together again. Simplest.
Yep.
Simplest.
Shortest. Strongest. And the other 2 is just specific statements. So it's mostly simplest, strongest, and shortest.
Simplest, shortest, strongest.
Specific statement.
That's right. So when we speak with the fewest words, our words carry more impact because we're not saying things over and over again, and it penetrates much more powerfully. So that was a great tool. I call it the 5S principle because I first created it as simplest, shortest, strongest, specific statement. But then one of my dear friends said, no, you got to make it shorter. You're not practicing what you preach. Just call it simplest, shortest, strongest. I go, okay, you win. So yeah, there you go. So 3 S's, 3 V's. What else has benefited you here today? Both for yourself individually and the group. How did you see the group benefiting?
In terms of individually, I suppose, but also we as a group. I didn't note who actually spent it, but the one who was talking about mutual respect, right?
Yeah.
I think we as an industry, particularly the older players, and those who've been around for a while, we're used to doing things a certain way, and we do a lot of it becomes automatic, and we forget to tell the younger, and this is not necessarily specific to the spa and wellness sector, this can be through life. We forget to tell the younger ones what we're doing or how we're doing it, or more importantly, why we're doing it. Right? That is, I think, a shortcoming. It's a huge shortcoming for me. I know, you know, whenever we have change of board, and it's like, yeah, you've been to one meeting, so you know everything. Boom, right? And it's completely unrealistic for people to know that. So the whole element of ongoing education is critical, on a business level, right? On an individual business level, as much as it is on an association level, or more specifically as an industry level, right? That whole element of ongoing education and making sure we get the information out there. It's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing evolves out. For those of you who haven't attended any of the APSWC Malaysia chapter sessions before, the APSWC is using this as a case study to really iron out the best way of moving this forward. So we're using you guys as a little bit as a guinea pig to move it forward. And Faridah has been gullible enough to accept that challenge. So we thank Faridah for that, right? And, you know, as we move forward here, where we can continue to grow the industry, recognize the younger players, listen to the younger players. And specifically, I think that's come out today, where we need to listen more to the younger players. And if more so, if we want to get the younger players, or, you know, the younger generation into the industry, we've got to listen to them, yes, right? As to what they want and where they're going. So there's a multitude of things here for me to follow up. And I thank you for the extra work, Dr. Gary. That's yeah, greatly apprecited.
Oh, you're welcome. Don't think of it as extra work, like it's hard. Think it as
no. I like that it's been done. It's been disseminated out. Yeah. Right. It's not a case of saying, okay, Faridah, you're going to do this. Faridah, you're going to do that. Faridah, you're going to do the other thing, and then Faridah, you're going to do this. Right. It has been shared out, and it's been made clear that it's a collective activity, right? Exactly. And even with what you've suggested, what you've asked Juan to do in terms of pairing participants up so that these people can communicate. One, it'll help broaden the networking within the industry, all right? Because I'm assuming not everybody here knows everybody, right? Some of you obviously would, but not necessarily everybody. But where you can talk together and you can put your point of view out in a one-on-one situation before you even feed up to the next level, up into the main group on the 11th or the 18th. So yeah, fantastic. And Dr. Gary, thank you very much.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. And before we end, I do want to congratulate everybody here for your presence, your participation, your showing up in whatever ways you did. It's wonderful. I know that because I've given you homework as joyful discipline, not as something that you have to feel arduous, and because we've all agreed to be part of the teams together, it's not on Faridah and Rubini's shoulders alone. It's a shared together, everybody achieves more joy. It's a joy to do it in this way. And you'll come up with ideas. I will be happy to give you feedback on any of the breakthroughs you make. I'm sure you have my email address. And following up, I would love to do a follow-up session with you at some period of time. Meanwhile, as a test case today, Andrew, I know I was being tested. I don't have a problem with it because I love doing this, and I know how good these sessions are when everyone's involved. I'd love to do more meetings like this with more of the chapters. I just came back from a 9 days in Cambodia at the Angkor Grace Wellness Resort, and had the opportunity to train and give a similar session live to the executive heads of the departments there, as well as to the beautiful CEO, Elaine Yaun with her presentation coaching. So I would be honored to come and do live events. I'm not far from you. I'm in Brisbane, Australia. It's just a plane ride, and to be able to meet you in your location as well as online and to help support the industry. Really grateful for the opportunity to make a difference with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Faridah, you want to wrap up?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Gary. That was wonderful, and we really appreciate it. And I just want to ask everybody, did you love today's workshop? Did you?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. I totally love it. So anyway, we'd like to ask everybody to keep the learning, networking, and inspiration going all year round. Yeah. And how do you do that? Well, you can become a member of Asia Pacific Spa and Wellness Coalition. Okay. And as a member, you will gain exclusive access to the APSWC Roundtable, celebrate the excellence at the APSWC Awards, and connect with leaders who are shaping the future of spa and wellness in our region. So I would like to shout out to people like Rubini, yeah, who are the next generation, yeah, to join us today and be a part of a community that grows, supports, and inspires together. So thank you again so much. We have all our homework laid out for us, and hopefully we'll see you again in a month's time. Take care.
Beautiful. This is the beginning, everyone, not the end. This is where it all begins.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you,
Thank you,
Dr.
everybody.
Oh,
Gary.
yeah. Wait.
Take good
We're
care.
supposed to take a group screen photo. A
Oh,
screenshot.
okay.
Yeah.
How
Can
to
everybody